We're going to talk about Unrivaled, my goodness. Angel Reese did something last night that I don't think we've ever seen on a basketball court, and made me hot in a really, really good way. I mean, Angel Reese stood frozen on the court, her jaw dropped, her shoulders tensed, and she rebounded her own pass. The Unrivaled League crowd went silent, then erupted in shock as she walked back on defense, her eyes burning with frustration. She had already committed 7 turnovers and a missed layup, which had critics wondering about her. We're going to get into all of the drama between Rose BC and Lunar Owl in their recent showdown in this video. But first, let's take a look at what happened. The Lunar Owls rushed the Rose BC, and Angel, she did some rather interesting things. Napheesa Coiler, her quickly rising rival, stood over her and spoke directly to her after sinking what would have been the game-winning shot. Rias, luckily, that's exactly that, and what might be the most in play in professional basketball this year. I believe he put together a new collection of lowlights last night. And guys, I'm not talking about a shrewd play where someone throws it off the backboard on purpose. I'm talking about a genuine mistake that would make your high school coach bench you immediately. Angel Reese's basketball cardinal sin during a pivotal possession in the unmatched league left fans stunned. She threw a pass straight into the backboard and then grabbed her own rebound. I thought, this can't be real, that they're a musicity like watching a concert pianist hit all the wrong keys during their signature piece. This is an all-time moment. Shocked everyone by revealing that this was not a rookie error. Rather, it was one of the women's basketball team's top players, Angel Reese, making a mistake that is usually fixed at middle school basketball camps. I can't remember the last time I saw that happen in a game, but I think it was probably elementary school basketball. I'm not sure, but I believe that was the last time I saw that happen, where someone threw the ball directly. The timing couldn't have been worse. Angel Reese's team was already having trouble against Napheesa Coiler's Lunar Owls, and the pressure was building. But in a crucial possession, her game completely collapsed at the worst possible moment. Yes, she did well statistically last night, but, she got crushed and the crowd's reaction was unmistakable. There was an eerie silence for a while, with thousands of fans wondering if that really just happened, followed by gasps, and I don't know why. But as reality set in, even in recreational leagues, players know you can't pass to yourself. Here was a WNBA star making a fundamental error that defied basketball 1-on-1, and the replay captured the moment perfectly. Angel's face was frozen in confusion as she looked around, seemingly wondering if what she just did was legal. Her teammate stood was also probably in shock. Analysts wasted no time in calling it one of the worst fundamental errors ever seen at the professional level in professional basketball. This wasn't just one bad play, though. Angel looked overwhelmed the entire game, forcing shots, making hurried decisions, and growing more and more desperate against Napheesa's dominance. I think I've never seen the I'm going to throw it straight into the backboard, come out from under it into the paint, rebound it, then look around and wonder why everyone's like that and how you can't do that okay. The self-pass was just the most obvious example of a player. The incident occurred during a heated sequence where her shots were repeatedly contested, revealing a player whose composure was rapidly deteriorating as she faced a skilled defender who simply wouldn't back down. Social media erupted as a result of the player mentally collapsing under pressure. Check this music applause out. Applause. Wow. It's the kind of desperate move players make when their game isn't good enough against superior competition. She's not used to making layups, so when she missed a wide open layup that any professional should convert automatically, while established stars like Hale Wilson consistently finish, Finney's mental state was further exposed. We're holding back when they called out Angel for using dirty tactics when her basketball skills weren't producing results. We're not used to making layups, so I'd be upset too. Here we go, music. One more music time, guys. She made a whole new lowlights package in one damn game last night. Can you imagine a more devastating critique of a professional basketball player than saying a professional basketball player chef can't boil water wasn't the only drama in the Rose? There were many more that got a little spicy and unrivaled, which you had to love to watch, especially when it was between Angel Reese and Queen Fee, Napheesa Coiler. You know, during a game between the Lunar Owls and Rose BC, when Clear hit the game winner, she had something to say in Angel's direction. Angel Reese and Napheesa Coiler have been fighting since the beginning of the unrivaled league. But after she made the game-winning basket, she did something wild. The drawing wasn't captured by microphones, and it was obviously in the spirit of competition, but let's just say that for all the points Kerr is averaging in unrivaled, she seemed to enjoy those two quite a bit. They gone back and forth a little bit throughout the game. Of course, the Rose BC was the only team to defeat Collier's Owls this season, and as I mentioned earlier, back and forth in this one. I'm excited to watch that fight unfold. Just a breaking point. That's exactly what happened to basketball fans when Napheesa Coiler, who is usually known for her reserved demeanor, unleashed a completely different side of herself after putting the game-winning shot directly on Angel Reese's face. Reese and Coiler look at each other, and Clear tries to push her back. She doesn't get back in. After making that clutch shot to win the game, Napheesa didn't just celebrate with her teammates. Instead, she headed straight for Angel and yelled at her opponent. This wasn't the calm professional Napheesa we've come to expect. Instead, she was a player who had been building up competitive fire. The time did that go? That did go. You see that play right there because it was one of the moments throughout this game. And picked the ideal time to let everything out. As you can see from the tweet embedded there, Kerr barks at Reese immediately after hitting the game-winning shot. As I previously mentioned, this was something that was happening a lot. And what's so fascinating about it is the complete personality shift we're seeing in real time. Has always been the quietest assassin on the court, the player who lets her game do the talking while others make headlines with their personalities. But something has changed within her that is showing in not only dominant performances, but also a new, fiery demeanor that has fans gasping. Napheesa doesn't exhibit that very often. I suppose we've seen her fired up ever since the Lynx lost that game to the New York Liberty, in a fashion that I would say is controversial. This revelation offers us a completely new perspective on what's driving her recent dominance in the unmatched league. She's not just playing basketball, she's channeling emotional fuel that's been building since that devastating finals loss to the New York Liberty to the NBA Finals. That explains everything we just saw, that I felt a lot of anger. Oh, it's still something that I use to motivate myself even now, and I feel like it has pushed me to be honestly a better player. Liberty said, I felt a lot of anger I haven't been quiet about, like how I felt about the finals. So I was riding on anger for a long time, and it's still something I used to motivate myself even now. She also said, I feel like it has pushed me to be honestly a better player, because in the way that I play, I feel like I never want to be in that situation again where I'm having to complain about the rest, which was even more telling. Makes me really focus, which explains exactly what we saw during her showdown with Angel. All of that trash talk and intensity wasn't just emotional outbursts. It was Napheesa's strategic method of maintaining herself in that optimal competitive zone where she performs at her best. I want it to be where we're winning by a significant margin, regardless of what the representatives say. I believe it has changed my perspective on the game and improved me as a player because of it. Your anger is just information, so what are you doing with it? And how long are you holding it inside? To be honest, I think it has changed my mindset and strengthened my mental fortitude. So during games, I feel like occasionally I would coast a little bit, where you have quarters or a few minutes where you're like, you don't need to be involved. And you're kind of like LeBron at the end game, swinging the ball and stuff like that. I just feel really logged in, as if I'm the difference between these two stars couldn't be more stark at the moment. While Angel's frustration shows up in declining fundamentals, Napheesa has managed to channel her competitive rage into laser-like focus. It's almost as if they're going in different directions psychologically, with Angel losing control and Napheesa reaching a new level of with Nisa and Cheryl Rhea there. Mental strength, what's crazy is how Napha has completely taken over the Unrivaled. She's not just playing, she's dominating, winning the one-on-one tournament, establishing herself as possibly the best talent in the entire competition. When she steps on the court, there's this aura of inevitability around her, but the loss in the finals didn't break her. It made her even more dangerous. Her secret, though, is that she's constantly angry, and you can see that she carries that emotion with her. It's not necessarily the anger to her, Angel Reese or whatever you want to call it at the time, but Napheesa Coiler's competitive spirit, where she says, I'm going to show y'all right, and she's done that in Unrivaled. And she's been the best player in Unrivaled. The basketball world is suddenly witnessing a totally different Napheesa Coiler, the quiet, under-the-radar superstar who went about her business with little fans, replaced by this competitive force who isn't scared to compete against the sport's most vocal figures and then prove it by outperforming them when it counts most. She won the Unrivaled one-on-one tournament, so she can boast that this is her league. Of course, she can go back and claim that she co-founded the league. But consider what this means for future meetings between these two angels now that she knows that Napheesa can not only outscore her on the scoreboard, but is also prepared to engage in the mental warfare that Angel usually dominates. But reversal of the dynamic that many anticipated, where Angel would have the psychological edge in Napheesa and concentrate on basketball fundamentals. You know, it seems like she's adding that edge to everything she does on the basketball court, everything she does on the floor. And I hope she's rewarded for that with more recognition and attention in the future, because she's one of the best players, you know. Perhaps the best player in the game on that short list right now, in my opinion, is only Clear, Clark, and Wilson. We'll see how that plays out as the WNBA season progresses. Fans are consuming videos of Napheesa's trash talk moment on social media, and many expressing surprise at her. As basketball fans attempted to comprehend this personality shift from one of the game's most respected professionals for the unmatched league, Napheesa Coiler became one of the most popular phrases. Aside from exhibition basketball, it was a moment, because I believe that people want to see that they want to see a little bit of that these players are playing for, and that this new rivalry between two of the biggest stars in women's basketball is absolutely gold. You can't script that kind of authentic storyline. The league organizers must be thrilled to watch these fierce personal battles. The rivalry between Angel Reese and Napheesa Coiler isn't just basketball. It's the kind of genuine rivalry that's giving women's basketball new life. The viewing numbers for their most recent matchup were through the roof, and it's easy to see why this isn't manufactured drama. Rather, it's genuine competitive fire that has fans totally enthralled with the Unrivaled league. By the way, the Unrivaled announced the winners on the championship team, and the players will each receive $50,000. This rivalry is exactly what women's basketball needed to attract more fans and attention. The dramatic increase in viewership during their matches is proof of the intensity and competitive spirit that viewers crave. The body language and trash talk intensity create a compelling narrative that keeps fans interested. Will Angel find her rhythm after this difficult performance, or is the NFA establishing dominance? Their next battle is already consuming buzz. Share your predictions below.